For today's video, I've brought the book out. Welcome to the video, where today I'm going to be unboxing a Michael Myers mask that I thought I would never own in my collection. But considering the history of this mask and the fact that this channel is all about mask history and mask evolution, I decided to go ahead and purchase the mask anyway. I'll be talking more about it here shortly as I get into the unboxing. I do want to mention the book that I was referencing here at the beginning of the video, which is the Illustrated History of Dompo Studios by author Lee Lambert. In this book, it talks about their connection to the Halloween movies. It was a Dompo Studios Captain Kirk mask that was used for the 1978 movie. It was, of course, converted by production designer Tommy Lee Wallace, who turned the mask into what we know to be the Michael Myers mask today. That same mask was also used in the Halloween 2 movie, but it was not used in the Halloween 3 movie, which was not as successful as the first two Halloween movies, which clearly showed the popularity of the Michael Myers character. So Dompo Studios, at about 1984, could not obtain the license to the Michael Myers character. They could not recreate that mask. So they ended up producing a sort of blank, expressionless mask that was similar to and ultimately called the mask. And that is why the mask in today's unboxing looks nothing like the masks that you see here behind me. Anyway, let's get into today's unboxing. And I should mention that another reason I purchased this mask was because this mask was also worn by Buckethead, one of my favorite guitar players of all time. Aside from being an amazing guitar player and musician, Buckethead is also a horror lover and collector. It was actually the Michael Myers mask that inspired him to wear the mask that he wears today, which is another blank, expressionless mask. So anyway, let's check it out. So Buckethead wore this mask. I don't think he wore it on stage, but there are photos of him wearing this mask, posing for photos with fans, as well as fellow musicians. And the thing about this mask, and why I was always hesitant to own it, is because it reminded me of a mask that you would find at Walmart. You know, it didn't have the same look and authentic appearances of like Trick or Treat Studios masks. Like their masks are like practically exact replicas of the masks from the Halloween movies. These masks, the Dompo Studios masks, did not look that way. So that's why I wasn't ever interested in really owning one. But considering Buckethead owned this mask as well, and there's something else about this mask as well that I'm going to get to here shortly, this one was too good to pass up. And here we have the 2003 Don Post Studios Michael Myers mask. This is something that Walmart could have potentially sold, except I think without the hair, the Walmart mask would have had molded hair, not actual fabric, for whatever this is, whatever fabric this is, but. And to my knowledge, this mask came with either the stamp on the back, which is what this one has. The stamp is on the back here, 2003 Don Post Studios, or it had the stamp under the chin. So this one has the stamp on the back. It does have some resemblance to the Halloween 4 mask, but other than that, this is a whole different sculpt. This mask is also autographed. It's signed by Michael Myers. That's right, this mask was signed by an actor who played Michael Myers. And the gentleman's name was Tony Moran. There were as far as I'm aware, four people who played Michael Myers in the 1978 Halloween movie. You have Nick Castle, who wore the mask for the majority of the movie and was credited as the Shape. You had stuntman Jim Winburn, who did the stunt at the end when Michael was shot and fell off the balcony. He also wore the mask. Production designer Tommy Lee Wallace, again, who designed the Michael Myers mask based on having the Captain Kirk Don Post Studios mask. He also wore the Michael Myers mask for the closet scene where Jamie Lee Curtis pokes Michael Myers in the eye with the coat hanger. But it was Tony Moran who played Michael Myers when Jamie Lee Curtis pulls the mask off his face. The face revealed is that of Tony Moran. And he has signed this mask. The paperwork that the seller has provided with the mask is from correspondence from back in 2007. Remember MySpace? Well, it was at that time that the gentleman's name was Derek. Derek reached out to Tony Moran asking if he could send the mask to Tony Moran and have it signed, which is all here. Tony Moran provided his address, so the gentleman shipped it to Tony Moran for a signature. Oh, it's interesting. I'll read you some of the email here as well. It said, I hope you had a happy and safe Thanksgiving. You had a few questions for me that I will answer for you. According to Tony Moran, he says there were 5 people that played Michael Myers and the Shape. There is a difference. Nick Castle, Tommy Lee Wallace, and Jim Winburn technically played the Shape. Then you had the young Michael Myers and himself. Okay, fair enough. He also says it only took us 2 takes for the mask to be pulled off. We rehearsed it pretty well. Interesting. I actually had read that Tony Moran had put Vaseline on his hair so that the mask would slide off his head better. For that specific scene, his face does look deformed, but in actuality they were trying to achieve the look of an injury that he had just received, having been stabbed in the eye with a coat hanger. But on screen, it looks like his face is deformed. But anyway, for what it is, this mask is a historic piece. It's 20 years old. It's a mask that was also worn by Buckethead. And it's also a mask signed by one of the gentlemen who played Michael Myers in the 1978 movie. Therefore, it is a welcome addition here to the mask room. And with that being said, that's today's video. I think what I'm going to do is give you a few worn shots before I go ahead and place it up there on the top shelf with the rest of my Halloween collection. I'd like to thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was informative and educational. This is the House of Strummenskull, where it's all about the preservation and curation of horror and the ongoing search for darkness. Like, comment, and subscribe.